all the time. Every man in New Orleans owns a dress. Now I have blue. Don't they look nice?
Nothing piece of jet suit holiday. You could save 50 pounds a person. Sounds real good though.
Alright, Shalom. Shalom first and foremost. I want to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Grand Millstone who teach him real well. Salutations to elect out there feeding sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This is Brother Barak. And I'm doing a lesson based off of another video that a brother posted. And it's about these jakes, man, going out, wearing dresses, acting all effeminate, completely taking on the customs of the heathen, man. This just shows why, America, Babylon, has to fucking be destroyed. There's no amount of words you can, tell these people, to fix anything. It has to be destroyed via nuclear missile. It's the only way. It's the only judgment these people are going to get, You got all, that place is modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah, and these people don't even have a look of guilt on their face. They don't even have a look of guilt on their face, It just goes to show how this devil Esau, Edom, so-called white man, he normalized everything. And this is the book of Deuteronomy 22:5. It says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." And that's exactly what these fucking people are doing, man. We used to be how you say, we used to be, kings and princes and, men of war, men of valor. And now look what's happening. 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed, People out here spreading all sorts of diseases. And this is the book of Zechariah 14:12. And it says, "This is the plague with which the Lord will strike all the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they are still standing on their feet, and their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths." And this is speaking about those thermonuclear missiles that, what is going to happen to these people. This is the judgment. We're not going to, we can't give them any more warning. This is just going to happen to them, and it's going to come suddenly. And you got guys, these people out here, they're doing this in the green tree, right? And they're doing this behind, in front of other people, right? So imagine what type of shit they're doing, when no one else is around, when no one's seeing anything, only the Lord can see those things, imagine what these wicked ass people, are doing behind them closed doors, This book of 1 Corinthians 11:14, it says, does not the very nature of things teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a disgrace to him? And in that clip, you got dudes wearing dresses, dudes wearing, wigs, put on long hair, dudes wearing them dreadlocks, those demon dreadlocks, which carries that, they carries that bad energy, man. You just has it carries a feminine energy when you wear, when a man has his hair at a certain length, and it brings spirits onto him. So, then you get all those, sodomite spirits. You get all those sodomite spirits. You get all those, those demons on you. That's the first part about it. It looks terrible. We're not supposed to have that, man. And that's why the Lord is killing people now. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay to his heart. And you got all these fucking idiots going to concerts, shaking their hands, putting their hands in the fucking air, clapping. You're going to fucking, The Weeknd concert. You're going to fucking Post Malone concert. Going to the Super Bowl, having a great time. When this place is about to get fucking destroyed, these people, man, they don't care about the Lord. They don't care about prophesying. They just want to get that. They want to just lose their. How do I say it? They just want to get that. Do some strange thing for a piece of change. Always committing, sodomy, committing the most vile acts. And they go to these places, they go to these bars, there's secret underground tunnels. I'm not gonna play the clip, but you even got people in places like New York City, Chicago, where you got like gay underground transgender, parties where people are peeing on each other, people are, doing the whole 9 yards on each other. It's just complete utter madness. That's how we know America is the whore. We know this place is Sodom and Gomorrah. And no matter where you go, people are going to copy it. People are going to still copy the customs of America. There's no other place like it. And people look up to this place. That's why the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he's gonna deliver us out of here in the last moment. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 6. I'm going to get verse 9. It says, "Know ye not, the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind." And these people are all those things. I want to bring this out as well. This is the book of Jeremiah 4. And it says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." And, that's exactly what you see Jake out here, doing, just committing folly, committing these unrighteous acts, going to these bars, going to these fucking festivals, robbing stores, getting mad over a fucking bag of potato chips, shooting somebody over potato chips, stabbing people over fucking, it's just complete stupidity, man, And we're not supposed to be, we're supposed to be wise as serpents. We're not supposed to be going out here fucking walking in these gay parades. You got people driving cars to the parades now. Driving their car. Driving a truck. How many people use these parades as a setup? And you got guys like Sakari going through these riots, these protests. They're just hypocrites in the sights of men. They don't really care. These people don't really care about you. But these places they're basically there to trap you. They're trying to make you look bad. You want to stay away as far as possible from these people. That's why most of the time I'll be at home. I'll be staying at home. Because we got to push this work. We got to do this work. You get caught up in these too many matters, right? It can get you in trouble. It's Book of Revelation 18:3. And it says, "For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries." And that's speaking about Babylon. So, the whole world, man, the whole world starting to copy United States, all these fucking festivals, all these things like Halloween, taking prescription drugs and popping pills and rapping, which is, which wrapping from Jake, but, these other things presented to you by Esau, Edom, the whole world copies it, And so it goes to show you, man, this place has to go. It has to go. Because it spreads like a corruption. It's like a moldy fruit. You put it near other things and it starts getting the other fruit moldy. That's not what we want. So, as you can see, in this picture, it says how the world could end. Through volcano, through pandemic, and most of these things are gonna happen. Because the Lord, He's gonna make it happen all at once. It's gonna be like the ultimate plague. All these things are gonna happen at the same time. People are gonna lose their fucking minds. And that's where you're gonna see you're gonna see the test of faith. Who's gonna pull through. Without taking that mark of the beast, microchip, without becoming like these fucking people, wearing dresses. Who's not gonna bug out. That's ultimately the ultimate test. Don't be like these people, because these people, same way that line up to these stupid parades, the stupid, take on these heathen festivals. These people are going to be first to line up to get that chip. So you got to stay strong, You cannot take that chip. That's the most important thing. You don't copy these people, So yeah, I just want to make this quick one. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to say all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles now and elders at Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the elect, feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And I'd like to say Shalom.